Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. Sipple, Parker, Lincoln Journal-Star, HuskerExtra.com. 5 practices down, 10 to go, third of the way through spring ball already for Nebraska football program. It was a quarterback derby day today. We heard from Scott Frost, Mark Whipple, obviously the OC, 4 quarterbacks. So a lot to get to. Sipple, you were in the scrum with Casey Thompson, obviously Texas transfer, sort of widely, I guess, considered the favorite. Mark Whipple said he was the best early in spring when spring ball started. What were your impressions? First time talking to him, right?
He seems very comfortable in the limelight. He played at Texas. His dad played at Oklahoma, so he said, I'm used to being around big time college football atmospheres. So he seemed very comfortable in front of the many cameras.
Assembled media corps.
Large media corps. It just seems, I'd say comfort, first of all. It's striking to what he says about how he has to make himself presentable when he goes out now. When he goes out of his apartment just to go get lunch, he knows that people are going to recognize him already, although he's never taken a snap in a game here. But he says, I literally kind of have to make sure I'm presentable, make sure I'm with the right people, that sort of thing. There's a lot to consider about being a quarterback in Nebraska.
It was interesting listening to Whipple and Frost talk about his mobility too, right?
Yeah. At Texas, they did not ask him to run much.
Right.
His father, Charles Thompson, made it very clear to the Journal-Star that he can run, and he's a willing runner. And I was struck by the times he did run at Texas. Like, he's good. He looks like a good runner. You saw him.
Yeah.
He's put together like a quarterback that can run. His size is good. He's a strong kid. I was impressed when he did run. I keep going to his balance. I always look for an athlete's balance, and he's got great balance. He's balanced in the pocket. He doesn't seem to get off kilter very easily, and those are all impressions I had.
Number 2, so let's talk sort of along those lines. Mark Whipple talked a little bit more today about what he asks of quarterbacks, and what he was talking about rhythm, and he talked about being a dancer. Balance sort of goes along with those things. The other thing that they're asking Nebraska's quarterbacks to do, and not surprisingly given how he's coached and his system in past stops, but reality sort of hits home when he starts talking about having to teach guys a 5-step drop, 3-step drop with a hitch, and being under center, something that Nebraska is going to do much more than they have so far under Scott Frost.
Yeah, Logan Smothers cited that as one of the things he likes, but one of the differences.
Yeah.
And you didn't see Nebraska under center very often at all.
No.
And now I think it'll be pretty routine. And Mark Whipple went into a long spiel basically of why it's important. And I think a lot of it's, to football fans, I think a lot of it's self-explanatory. The running backs benefit, obviously.
Yeah.
They got a wider scope, easier, more landmarks, easier to see landmarks, that sort of thing. So, it's obviously beneficial to the quarterback, but they do have to learn that drop.
Yeah. Number 3, Chuba Purdy limited so far over the first 2 weeks. He didn't get into the specifics of it, although Mark Whipple mentioned a foot issue. Actually said that Purdy sort of tried to tough it out through winter conditioning, and then it was still an issue when spring ball started. But overall, he talked quite a bit about the process of going in the portal. You don't quite know what's going to happen. And also, we knew this, but Mark Whipple recruited this guy out of high school. He ended up going to Florida State, and then Whipple recruited him to Pitt, and now then to Nebraska. And so Purdy said it's been kind of tough the last couple weeks. He's done 7-on-7 work, drill work, but he's been limited besides that. So he's been signaling in plays, trying to pick up the offense as quickly as possible. Said he's really enjoying himself so far, but he's looking forward to after UNL spring break next week to maybe be able to be more involved.
Right. He said I think he might be he'll probably give it a go after spring break, a full go. He says collarbone is 100% healed. Now, he had a collarbone issue at Florida State, but he said that's 100% healed. It seems like a foot injury right now.
So then last thing, back to Logan Smothers just for a second. You were struck by how strongly he talked about his place here.
Right. People, I think they assume when a guy is not the guy necessarily that he's looking to bolt.
Yeah.
Logan Smothers makes it very clear he never considered leaving and is not considering leaving. He said, these are my guys. I mean, these are the guys I want to be around. I'll just say, I don't mind saying on video, I don't think he'll ever leave here. I think that's the impression I got from him, that Logan Smothers is here for the long haul no matter what happens.
Things change in college football. For Sipple and Parker, the biggest thing Sipple learned today was you got to be presentable when you go out in public. Learned it from Casey Thompson. I'll talk to you guys next time.